Wee. Wee. Hello. Hello, happy Friday. It's the end of the work week. It's the end of the work week. I finally finished all the virtual classes for the week. I don't have to wake up super early for the next like couple days, and then I gotta wake up early to go to the office on Tuesday. But hello. Congrats on doing the thing. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see who we got here. Let me scroll up. Let's see. Matthew, right before I hit start streaming, you hit me with the ah. Here lies ah. I'm still like reeling over yesterday's like Oregon Trail stream. Poor Peck School. But just also the grave that just said, here lies ah. And who else we got? We got Seribot, our rock. Harpsichord Enjoyer, hello. Folk Zauberer, hello. What? I don't know why I chose to read your full name. I know I chose to full name you right there. I think my brain's on auto mode right now. Just like, I know it's not your government name, but it'd be funny if it was like, hello there, Folk Zauberer. Ah yes, my buddy, Folk Zauberer. Beeplebees, hello. Hello. You are 9th, maybe. Like, maybe 9th message. Sneef Snorf. Why does Twitch keep trying to make me clip? Nothing's happening. You gotta clip Binka waving right now. This is like her 9th wave. It's crazy. Sneefa. Cielo, hello. You got your sticker, Shiopi, hello. Welcome. Wah, yippee. Congrats on doing the thing. Let's go. Welcome, everyone. Rip back school. Hey man, Terry survived. Ah, don't remind me. Like, yesterday was funny. Rip Pexkull, he was a real one. Ghosty, hello. Can't believe we killed Pexkull to save his own life. Idol, hello. Pexkull, hello. We were just talking about you. We were just honoring your memory. It's like I can still hear him being like, teacher, I'm tired. Yes, it's me, Folk, the bearer. Gojikins, hello. Hello. I did in fact clip doing nothing. Let's all work together to make it the #1 clip on Twitch. It's my turn with the brain cell. Oh yeah, you guys have to fight to the, for the brain cell. Zaberdo. Vroom. Mega Bronson, hello. You guys are getting your stickers. Get your stickers while they're nice and stick. Hello. How you guys doing? Yeah, I finished virtual teaching for the week. Maybe even the year, because we were supposed to have another batch of like virtual classes, but that person was like, can we actually get your program in person? And I'm like, maybe. But then you're gonna have to cancel the virtual classes, so we'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Wait, I don't have any music playing. What did I put on? Oh, I wanted to put on West Coast rap, so get ready for some Kendrick. Not enough, but not enough. Oh my gosh, you uploaded the emotes, Mega Bronson! Yeah! Heck yeah. Also, do you guys like my Oshi page? Do you guys like my VTuber... I was about to say Facebook. You guys like my VTuber MySpace page? Not enough. Yo, nice, Mega Bronson! Wait, can I see the emotes? Yes! Oh my gosh, yes, you did all 5 of them. I made emotes for Mega Bronson. Oh my gosh! They look so good! I'm just like patting myself on the back, right? I'm just patting myself on the back. Wow, they're so good! I wonder who made them? No, but they turned out so good, like, you know, live and in color and just like moving and stuff. Man, why don't I have the shaking one? Wait, what do you mean? I just used the shaking one. Wait, the chat's moving. The angry emote is still pending. Oh, huh. Maybe it finished pending, but I don't know. Maybe some refreshing. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. VTuber Facebook. Can viewers join my Oshi? It's still invite only, and it's not, I think it's because the person who made my Oshi is still, like, developing the server. Like, it's not that they want to limit it to keep it, like, gatekept or anything. It's that, like, I don't think the servers can handle having too many people on. But I didn't offer this anywhere, but I can offer it here. If any of you guys are interested in a Myoshi code, let me know, because I think I have like 5 invites. So, I don't know, let me know if you're interested in getting on Myoshi. If you guys don't know what Myoshi is, it's basically this. Mustard! But somebody gotta do it. But yeah, if you guys are interested in joining Myoshi, it's basically like, it's MySpace. It's VTuber MySpace. Yeah, it's VTuber MySpace. So to decorate, you do have to know a little bit of HTML, CSS. I've just been stealing, like, not stealing, like, people offer it But if you go to like groups over here, there's little groups. There's little groups here. The very first like group here that the most people have joined is CSS learning. Yeah, if you just look it up, like there's people giving out free like CSS code to like, you know, make it look nice. Make your MySpace, your MyOshi look nice. So yeah, I also made my own group. Look. It's still loading. There we go. Look, I used like a utopian scholastic banner. But somebody gotta do it. Somebody gotta make the teacher and educational VTubers group, right? Right? Nice emotes, right? Your Oshi, why don't I have the shaking one? Are you friends with Tom? No, the Tom of my Oshi is wait. I'll show you. The Tom is Lynx Jinx. She's the one that, or I actually don't know their pronouns. Let me see. Hilarious. Yeah, I don't actually know their pronouns, but this is the person that like made my Oshi and is developing it. So that's the Tom. That's the Tom of my Oshi. And the person that gave me the invite was Ghosty. So that's why this is my top 2 right now. Can't open the floodgates yet. Yeah, you can't open it. I had to restart. We started using our invites and then we're suddenly like, hey, you can support us if you want? Yeah. My Oshi is mustard! It is mustard. When if I actually stream again, I might ask, yeah, there's a group about possums. Nice. I'd be interested. I need to start being more social. Yeah. Let me know. You might need to remind me via DMs. Oh, I forgot you okay. I'm sorry if you guys DM me. You know me. You know how I forget to respond. But DM me. I have 5 invites available. Is how Discord gets replaced. I'll be honest. I don't think so. Like, I do think that Discord will eventually be replaced. I just don't think it's gonna be my Oshi because, like, this is, like, pretty much just for VTubers at the moment. But I do think that it's gonna get replaced. I don't know if Skype's gonna make a comeback. I don't know if something else is gonna like replace it. What was that one thing? Uvu's gonna make a comeback, you know? I have a very basic page. It's okay. Mine is still very like, you know, kind of minimalist. I'm just like I said, I'm just looking for random like CSS code that like rounds out the corners and makes it a little bit transparent with a little bit of frosting effect, you know? I fully understand how you are with DMs because I'm the same exact way. If I ever stream again, I'll consider, yeah, but you have limited invites. Yeah, we'll see where I'm at. We'll see where I'm at. Do people who get invites also get invites? Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a chain letter. If Skype makes a comeback, I'll eat my hat. Yum yum. Yeah, I don't know what is gonna replace Discord, but eventually something will. Same as folk, but also I can be a later ad. I'd want to have Airbrush Bronson art created. Oh my gosh, that'd be sick. Fluxer's doing a big update, so that's a possibility. Oh. Uvujavar? I've never been to Uvujavar before. Ding, ding, ding. Got an edible hat just in case. The way I need an actually good Discord alternative so bad I'd sell my liver. I think it's very much in need. It's very much in need. But I have to be ready to move the community, which is gonna be a shame because we made so many memories in our current Discord, right? One of my friends figured out how to make their name Speen. Ooh, that's cool. I need to message that one guy who makes hats out of cucumbers. Wait, that's a thing? I do like cucumbers. Don't sell your liver, you need it. It's true, especially because I don't have a gallbladder. Now more than ever, I need the liver, right? I need it. I needs it. But what? I didn't even do my intro. So hello everyone. Hello, it's me, Babinka Bear, your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer. And today we're doing some art appreciation. I got some art on the docket today, including this video that I believe, was it Mega Bronson that sent this one? I forgot who sent it. Let me check. Yeah, I think it was Mega Bronson sent this video about corners in architecture. And then Alpaca sent this cool gallery with like the work of like a photographer that she liked. And then Dove sent this cool picture. Went to Cheesecake Factory, and their wall art reminds me of when Bika talked about Global Village Coffee House aesthetic. Yeah, so I guess this is at the Cheesecake Factory. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, I'm kind of not ambivalent, but I'm unsure about how I want to talk about the architecture of Cheesecake Factory because it is kind of quite the mishmash, right? Quite the mishmash of styles. But those are some things we could talk about. I also have the aesthetics wiki open because one thing that I wanted to do is, I've been doing these decade studies now for the past like month and a half, I want to say. But I'm realizing that I'm missing on certain things. Like when we talked about the 1920s, I realized I never talked about Bauhaus. So maybe today we'll check our work. We're gonna double check our work so far and see if anything that we miss when it comes to the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. And then next week we're gonna be talking about the 50s. Oh yeah, aesthetics wiki comeback. We doing a field trip to Cheesecake Factory? Hello, Mr. Rage. Hello. Maybe, mayhaps. Bauhaus. I like to believe you saw the thread a long time ago about the weirdness of Cheesecake Factory aesthetics. I did. Yeah, I did. It's such a weird mishmash of like Egyptian, but also like a little bit of Baroque, but also a little bit of like, I don't know, some kind of like Baroque revivalism. It's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. I posted a video in general. Let me see. How to make a cucumber hat. Ooh. Time to eat that hat. Athletics. Cucumber hat guy is by Zandiloquence. Like eloquence? Zandiloquence. Oh hey Schnackery. Bizarre. Thought I would mention. Schnackery, what's up? What's up? He just came in hot. He just came in hot. He's just like, I demand attention! Ah! You summon the cats. You summon the cats. But yeah, so that's what we got on the docket so far. But we also want to do our dailies. I barely know what Cheesecake Factory is, and at this point, I'm afraid. Pet the cats. Schnackery. Schnackery, chat's calling for you. Come here. God, he loves just sitting there. He loves just sitting there staring. He loves demanding pets but making no attempt to get closer to the hand that gives the pets. He's a funny guy. Future archaeologists are going to be up in arms when they uncover the ruins of the Cheesecake Factory. Surely this was a temple of great honor. You know, what did they worship at the Cheesecake Factory temple, you may ask? No one knows. Schnackery, Mr. Schnackery, please give us words of wisdom. Schnackery! What's your words of— oh, Gino's here too. Both cats are in the room. What is your wisdom? They don't got no wisdom. Not today, at least. Not today. I mean, I tried to ask them some questions too. I tried to ask them what were some of the causes of World War I. They don't know. They just don't know. Cheesecake I don't know. That seems like kind of a reach. Worshipping cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory? I don't know. There's no honor at the Cheesecake Factory. Not gonna lie, I'm okay with Cheesecake Factory. I think I've said this before, and I don't know if this is gonna sound like insulting, but I feel like it's one of those like least common denominator type places to go to where like if you have a birthday for like let's say an older relative and like you know you have a different collection of people that have different like tastes and or dietary restrictions, I feel like Cheesecake Factory is just like where to go, you know? Like if no one else has any idea where to go for like a birthday, there's the Cheesecake Factory, you know? They got options for people. They got vegan options, they got pescatarian options. I always get some kind of like salmon or shrimp like spaghetti or pasta rather, you know? Like I don't know if I would go out of my way for the Cheesecake Factory, but like it's like you don't know where else to go. And like everyone is picky, but like I just feel like Cheesecake Factory has something for everybody. I get the same thing every time. I get like the shrimp scampi or some kind of like pasta with like shrimp in it, you know? They got good drinks. Oh, okay. They got okay drinks. They got drinks. They got drinks. They got drinks. There's a temple in parts of North America that seems to exist outside the timeline. Whenever I hear the word Bauhaus, I think of Aesop Rock's Kyanite toothpick. I just think of, like, the art. I'm actually not familiar with Aesop Rock's Kyanite toothpick. Catawism, the cats traded their balls for a house, home, food, and servants. It's true. It's true. Just like in ancient times. I actually don't know when, like, spaying and neutering originates, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was ancient Egypt. I feel like there's so many things that, like, you wouldn't expect to, like, start in ancient Egypt, but they do. Like, paper, brain surgery, condoms, birth control, pregnancy tests, porn. Okay, I feel like porn probably started, like, earlier than the Egyptians, but recorded history. We're talking about recorded history, you know? But you don't understand, they want to sit in their comfy spot while they get pet. Ah, that's true, but I also want to sit in my comfy spot. And most importantly, it has cheesecake. Yeah, that's like the best part of, like, having a birthday at the Cheesecake Factory. Or rather, like, having an older relative that wants to eat at the Cheesecake Factory, right? Why does Cheesecake Factory not have a factory aesthetic and only sells cheesecake? Hashtag false advertising. Cheesecake Factory. It's got drinks. Ship. That's a good question, actually. Well, we could look into it, right? Like, I want to see if I could find that page about, like, Cheesecake Factory architecture. I feel like it was a Tumblr post. I feel like it started out on Tumblr, but now, like, now it's mainstream. No, eater.com has something about it. Eater.com. Are you guys eaters? I mean, obviously, you guys eat the cars and stuff when it comes to recess. Cheesecake Factory interiors are weird and wonderful, all thanks to this designer. So there's someone to blame. There's someone that we can put the blame on. Yeah, you got your, like, Egyptian hypo-style pillars, right? But there's also some... Yeah, and what is this? Like... Actually, this is very similar to the picture that Dove posted, right? It's not quite... I feel like it's not quite... It does remind me of, like, Global Village Coffee House, right? But it's also a little bit Baroque, a little bit classical, like neoclassical almost. It's like a pastiche. Using them big fancy words, right? Oh, and then like this feels a little like Art Nouveau. No, like I would say this is like a little Art Deco, but this is Art Nouveau, right? I ain't reading all that. Okay, maybe we'll read a little bit of it. We'll skim through it, but not now. I think of Eddie Huang's restaurant Bauhaus in NYC. I didn't know, when you said Bauhaus, I thought you were just making like a Bao the Whale pun. I didn't realize that that was a restaurant. They got stuff, and really that's what we look for at the Cheesecake Factory. They do have stuff. They do in fact have stuff. It's a song on the ITS album. I'm on that Bauhaus. I'm on that Brutalist. I'm on that OG. You on that New to This. I'm on that Matador. I'm on that Bullfight. You on that Bullish. I'm on that Dirt Bike. I'm on that 12 o'clock. You on that Road Rash. You on that Credit Line. I'm on that Cold Cash. You made the stock crash. I took that stock up. You on that Pitfall. I'm on that Good Luck. Dang. Gojikins be spittin'. No, that's actually sick. Those are like some sick bars, actually. Especially since we're listening to some hip-hop right now. I'm like, ooh, I am in the mood for some sick bars. I still have Fresh Off the Boat, but then on one episode he thought it'd be a funny prank to... What? In front of someone else's store, and I thought it was a dick move. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Formatting broke on that one? Nah, that's good. That's good. Tumblr, my beloved, the beloved. Stop making edible cars. They're not edible. They're cars. Gala Hughes, hello, hello. I love eating carbon fiber. I feel like my knee-jerk reaction whenever someone says I love blank is usually like, ah, same, but... Same. Mom, pick me up, I'm scared. What in the fever dream is this decor? Why is the pasta niche, right? That's what I'm saying whenever I get the shrimp scampi, right? I feel like there's better examples. I feel like there's better examples of, like, all the pictures of the architecture. Oh, they consider it... Okay. This Business Insider article... Hold on, I know that you can't see it. The They're calling it Pomo. They're calling it postmodern. Oh, there's a Twitter thread. Is it still alive? There is! There is! Okay, we have some content, you guys. We have something to look into. Postmodern design hellscape. Alright. We're gonna talk about Cheesecake Factory today. It was a restaurant, it died during the pandemic. Ah. But, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Pomo? Oh my god, Pomomon! No, it's Pomo. It's postmodern. It's Pomo. We haven't gotten to that part of the decade studies yet, though. We haven't gotten to that part. We're still in, like, modern. We're gonna stay in modern, like, territory until the 70s. And then it gets to contemporary / postmodern. And now we're getting to the point where we need postmodern, but people are calling it meta modern. No relation to the Facebook thing. No relation to meta. But it's meta modern. I don't know what I'm talking about, by the way. So let's do our dailies. Let's do our dailies. Ooh! Pottery. Milk, lemon juice, vinegar, salt, herbs, walnuts, and red pepper flakes. This dish is a traditional flavorful cheese celebrated for its unique preparation process. Made from sheep or cow's milk, it's aged in clay pots, giving a distinct rustic taste. The style of this pottery looks, I want to say Turkish. Like, at first glance, I want to say, like, Greek, right? But also vaguely, like, Turkish, like Anatolia, Near East, as people call it. Can we zoom in on this? Or it might be like Caucasus, maybe even like oh no, you know what? This looks Iranian. Like the pottery. Like I feel like I've seen pottery that looks like this. So maybe if we're going off that, maybe the cheese is also Iranian. Meta clenches fist. Let's try Iran. It borders Iran. And I ran so far. Oh, wait, there's a lot that border. So to the northwest, oh, that doesn't narrow it down because the northwest has like Iraq, it has Turkey, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. So I did say Turkey, right? Like I did say Turkey is one of my first guesses. Let's go Turkey. I think then maybe it's Iranian or Azerbaijani? Armenia. Let's try Armenia. Yes, nice. Horat's Paneer. Horat's Paneer is a traditional Armenian dish translated as grilled cheese. I do like myself a grilled cheese. It's a simple yet popular component of Armenian cuisine, typically made up of aged Armenian cheeses. The cheese is often tangy and salty, reflecting strong flavors preferred in many Armenian cheeses. I gotta try this cheese. I'm a sucker for cheese. One might even say 64 slices of American cheese. Okay, we got some pizza. Thin bread dough, cream fraiche, fromage blanc, onions, bacon, nutmeg, black pepper, salt, olive oil, Gruyere cheese, mushrooms, and chives. This is the za, right? But like, is this specific to a certain... Can I zoom in? I can zoom in. Wait, why couldn't I zoom in with the other one? I couldn't zoom in on the other one. What does it say? Duandes? I'm not good at reading upside down. Oh, here. Demande no offre banque. This looks French. And also a lot of the ingredients also look French. So, mayhaps... France! There we go. Flame. Looks good though, looks good. I want this. Super French. From the language alone, this sounds very French, right? It does. Ooh, this looks tasty. Flour, sugar, butter, milk, yeast, cardamom, dates, walnuts, rose water. I'm a sucker for rose water. Eggs, cinnamon, sesame seeds. This dish is a traditional pastry that often features a spiced date filling. What place is, like, famous for dates? Let's try Palestine. Ooh, okay. Nearby, to the east? Is this, like, northeast? Okay, northeast. Northeast, so maybe Syria? Let's try Syria. Your mom's house when I visit. JK, I don't know. That has like the same like energy as like was it Muscle Man's my mom? You know who else is good? What did I even say? It was something about like what place is famous for dates. Like, you know what else is famous for dates? My mom. This I don't even watch so much regular show. I feel like I only watched like one episode, and it was because like one of my acquaintances at the time recommended it. Klecha. It borders Syria. Oh, is it Turkey again? To the east, to the west. Borders to the east. Oh, so maybe Iraq. Nice, Klecha. The spices in rosewater also make me think that. Oh, I've only watched the Mississippi Queen episode. I love it. I think there's a parody of Weekend at Bernie's. I heard that too. The one episode of regular show that I've ever watched was okay, I gotta add a little bit of context to this. I had a group of friends in I think this was even before I was like in a 4-year college. I think I was still in community college, but soon after I graduated high school, I started going to more like anime conventions, and I started out with like Anime Expo because that was the big one. But a couple of friends of mine started getting me to go to smaller cons, comparatively smaller. So like Anime Los Angeles, Fanime. Wait, did I go to Fanime? It was the ones that were only like SoCal, like Southern California. So I went to some of those, and those, because they're so much smaller, and because like a lot of it happens within the span of like one hotel, there's a lot of partying. Like you kind of go to those cons for like the parties. So, and this was the 2010s, so like, you know, rockin' party culture, like party rockers in the house tonight. Like that was like peak party era. And I was in my 20s, so it was like peak party era. So I distinctly remember this one time I went to like a convention where someone made a drink called the Party God, and it was based off this character. I think his name was like the Party God in, I want to say, regular show, where it's just like a disembodied like wolf's head, but with like a snapback hat, and like that's it. That was his design. You know? Like, so that sounds familiar. Did you party with the ABGs? I low-key was like a wannabe ABG. I say wannabe because I didn't pull off the style, but I admire the ABGs from a distance. That sounds familiar. Yeah. She was the ABGs. No, why did you have to reveal? Why did you have to reveal that? No, I'm just an admirer. I'm just an admirer of the ABGs. What's an AVG? Asian baby girl. It's a very specific aesthetic. It's a very specific aesthetic. Hold on, Asian baby girl. It was like a very specific aesthetic in like the 2010s. Let me see if I can get like a... Oh my god, it has a Wikipedia article, but no pictures? Brother. Yeah, okay, I guess this is like fair. Like you had the hoop earrings. I had hoop earrings. I couldn't quite get the makeup right though, and I don't like wearing contacts. Or I've worn like cosmetic contacts for cosplay, but I've never worn like the comfortable contacts, so they were just never for me. But I did have like a choker at one point, like the 90s like wiry like choker, and I tried to like pull off the style. Oh, and the snapback. No, you know what? I don't think the snapback hats were like ABG. I think that was more like Swagapino. So I feel like I was like at the cusp of Swagapino to ABG during my early 20s. But to get back to the story with like relating to regular show, yeah, like my friend made a drink that was named after like the party god. And oh, what were the ingredients? It was like, you know those 5-hour energy shots? It was like that with like a dash of alcohol. And I don't remember what the alcohol was. I want to say rum. It was like I want to say like 3 of those. 3 5-hour energy shots with like a little bit of alcohol, with a little bit of rum, and that was the drink. That sounds lethal. I think it, like, I don't think it was lethal, but like, reportedly, allegedly, the person who was like testing it out and drank it say that they stayed awake for 72 hours. And I was like, that doesn't sound good. That actually sounds really bad. So, but they wanted to drink it at Anime Los Angeles. Because it was low-key kind of a party con. Like, you went, like, during the daytime, people were like at the artist alley, they were like hanging out, like they were cosplaying, they were going to like panels and stuff. But at night, during the 2010s and everyone was in their 20s, it was a party con, you know? So that's why they had that drink. That's why they had that drink, is that they didn't want to, in the words of Aerosmith, they didn't want to miss a thing. This was the Four Loko age. It was the Four Loko age. And like, well, I think people still drink Buzzballs, but I feel like this was also like the beginning. Wait, was it the beginning of Buzzballs? I do remember people drinking Buzzballs. And maybe people still drink Buzzballs, but I don't party anymore. The most alcohol I drink is when I go to like Beans' dad's place for like Christmas party. And because they're like, they're Uzbek/Russian, they have shots. They toast a lot. They toast. And it's like, oh, another toast and another shot? Oh, joy. Like, you're thinking of Mad Dogs, maybe? Maybe. We just got Buzzballs here in Mexico. Ooh. They're yummy. I remember I tried a Buzzball once and it had a little too much of the alcohol taste for my taste, but I'm kind of a wuss with alcohol. I need to not taste the alcohol. So like, the sweeter it is, the better, you know? I don't like tasting the alcohol. Speaking of ABG stuff, my drink of choice is rum chata and milk tea. And I don't have the opportunity to get that anymore because I used to have some friends that worked at like a boba spot and they would get like jugs of like milk tea and they would bring it to the function, you know? And I would bring the rum chata and we would mix it together. And that was the mix. That was my drink of choice. Is rum chata an ABG thing? I don't think it is. I think it's the fact that it's milk tea. It's the fact that it's like milk tea with alcohol that like feels very like ABG, right? You gotta hold your own. Yeah, they're yummy. This image has big take off your glasses and become hot energy. I mean, yeah, this is like what I strived for in my like 20s. I was an admirer. I was Myron. You love rum chata, Tazboreal? Hello, Tazboreal. Hello. Same beings? Yeah. My aesthetic for Mayoshi is going to ABB. Asian Baby Bear! I love that. You know what? If we're talking about aesthetics, we could also... I think I wanted this. Like I said, I was like at the cusp of like Swagapino and Asian Baby Girl. Or wannabe Asian Baby Girl. Try to find like good Swagapino like pictures and it's so oh my god. iPad, I'm Filipino and dope. Oh my god, this is like peak Tumblr. I had snapbacks. That was the thing. I had like snapbacks, but I don't know if I had like the rest of the outfit. Born Filipino, raised Swagapino, now with the Hello Kitty, with the... Are those boobies? Like, what are we doing here? A few things about me: Filipino photography, snapbacks, Laker! Oh my gosh. The more I went... the more I cringe because, like, I feel this deep in my soul. Like, snapbacks, Lakers, Obey, Supreme, Swag. I'm taking dick damage. I feel like Swagapino was just a branch of ABG culture. I think so. Swagapino is not a word I thought I would ever hear. I learned something new. Yeah. Swagapino, this was the era of it. 2010s was like the era of the Swagapino. This aesthetic was also big with Chinese teens too. Yeah, it was. Oh god, the Asian period of AIM and Senka! Yeah. Dang, Filipinos are- Oh no, I can't read that out loud, what the heck? Filipino by blood, Filipino by nature. That's crazy. Not the Domo-kun, dude. Have you guys seen like Gen Zs and older Gen Alphas that are getting into like Y2K aesthetic? Like they're getting into like Y2K futurism and Fruitiger Arrow and all this stuff, and then sometimes Domo-kun will be in like the corner of it, and like they'll be like, oh, who's this brown guy that's always in like that's always in my like retro Y2K aesthetic? And it's like, oh, we're losing the ancient texts, you guys. They don't know Domo-kun. They don't know Domo-kun. Domo and using AZN in the usernames. Welcome back 2010. Can I be honest with you guys? Can I be honest? I had AZN in my one of my first like screen names for AI for AIM. I had AZN in my name. I was one of them. I was one of them. I was an Asian. I don't want to say the rest of the name. Even though like even if you look it up, I don't think you would find anything on me, but let's just say it was like Asian. Oh, it's a good one. Asian Cantaloupe. Let's say that my name was Asian Cantaloupe, but it was like AZN Cantaloupe. But there was also an underscore. It was like, wait, let me do this. It was like XXAZN. You had to like alternate. You had to alternate the letters. Wait, I forgot how to spell cantaloupe. Oh my god, how did we type like this? How did we type with like the alternating? Ugh. There we go. How did we do that? I remember like watching my cousin type with like the alternating like caps. And like and they did it so quickly. I was so young during Y2K. Every time I see the Y2K aesthetic post, it feels like some ancient horror being unearthed. That's my life. That's my life. I had the screen name with the X's in it too. Yeah. My cousin had a screen name that was something like red hair streaks. It was like XX underscore red hair streaks XX. I don't think that's the exact one, so don't try like looking for it and trying to dox my cousin or nothing, but it was something like that. It was something like, you know, hair streaked or dyed hair or something like that. Man, memories. What if on Time Guesser one day we get something from the 2010s and it's a Swagapino? You ever think about that? Sometimes I do. It keeps me up at night, really. Okay, let me exit out of this. Let's do the rest of our daily. Oh yeah, let's get our final score. Oh, that's right. We can't copy paste our score. I know that Peg School said that you can do it like on mobile, but how do I do it here? How do I do it here? I need something to like copy paste. Do I have to upgrade to premium? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I guess we're not copy pasting our score. You did it in Firefox. Oh, okay. Maybe I gotta switch to Firefox. That's most terrifying is that it could happen. Yeah, that is terrifying. We have to combine the screen name trends. Welcome back, XX underscore I Asian baby underscore XX. Have you tried asking nicely? Food guesser, may I please have the little button that lets me copy my score so that I can paste it into my Discord. Please? Please? Pretty please? Nah, nothing's happening. It sucks. Below score, there's a share button. Average. Oh, what? Oh! You had to scroll down here! Oh. I didn't even realize it. Because I think it showed up like this. I was like, oh, that's the whole thing. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you even said like scroll down over the graph. There we go. Share results. Thank you, Pexcool. Thank you, thank you. Nice. Oh my god, this, speaking of nostalgia, this song. Blow the whistle. Doo doo doo. Just a random tiny part of the page that scrolls. Yeah, yeah. Right? That's so, like, deceptive. Okay, let's do time guesser. Let's do time guesser. Ooh, this looks 2010s. I remember this. Okay, actually, so this looks like Athens, right? This looks like it would be like 1900s, right? Look at these, like, fancy dresses and whatnot. Should we try, like, Athens 190... I don't know. 190 something? Bum, 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 bum. Do, do, do. Blow the whistle. Actually, if we scroll more, can we actually find... Is it the Parthenon? I actually don't know what building this is, but, which I feel like I should know better because I try to specialize in ancient history, but when it comes to the architecture, not so much. Let's try 1905. 1910. Oh, it's the Acropolis. Erectian temple on the Acropolis in Athens during the early 1910s. In the 70s, 80s, the statues were moved to the nearby Acropolis Museum for protection and replaced with replicas. Oh, interesting. Asking the site nicely totally worked. You're so welcome, guys. You're right. You're actually right. It's next to the Parthenon. I was there a couple years ago. Oh, that's sick. That's cool. Everybody's using some hats, so it must be before 1920s. Yeah, right? We're learning our trends, our fashion trends. Okay, we have a businessman. He looked like he all business. Wait, what the? That's a big phone. Or like the earpiece, right? Or not the earpiece, the like mouthpiece, right? Oh wait, look, we have a year, 1956. We have a year. We just need a location. Label. Ooh, there's a country here. Belgium? I think this is Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands. Lux countries? Maybe this is Luxembourg? Or, I don't know, that skyline also looks very New York, doesn't it? Well, it's also because I think of this when I'm watching, like, Mad Men. Like, the outside looks like, you know, when the actors are looking outside to, like, the New York skyline. What if this is, like, a travel agency that goes out to, like, Belgium, Netherlands? Right? But then who's to say that Luxembourg doesn't also have these, like, big buildings, right? I don't know. It just has, like, a bit of a New York vibe, but we do know that it is 1956. Unless this is a person that just collects old calendars for some reason. Let's see. It says New Lux Countries Libel. I wish I could read this more. It does say 2.5 million. Ah, dang. I have to try, like, following my gut, right? Following my gut. My gut is telling me that it's New York. Like, I feel like it's a travel agency or something, right? Lovely photo too, right? Glockenspiel, hello. Look at this big fella. We need to bring back hats. I agree. Bring back... But instead of, like, fancy bowler hats or, like, fedoras, it's, like, snapbacks. If I was ever Bear President of Bear America, my first order would be, first of all, eat the rich, but second of all, snapbacks for all. In fact, mandatory snapbacks. Unique New York. Howdy, howdy. Let's say, where did the folks in Mad Men work? Was it Brooklyn? You know, I do want to York. I have been thinking about, like, I do still want to travel sometime this year. Beans and I were thinking of, like, a third Japan trip. But then, like, I've been wanting to go more local. Well, okay, I say local, but what I mean is domestic. And I was thinking, like, Seattle, but a part of me is also like, what if we go back to New York? And what if we don't just spend a weekend there so that I can appreciate the Met for, like, 5 days in a row? And also visit the folks that are out there on the East Coast, but low-key, I also want to just go to the Met for, like, a full week. Like, hey, I live there. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, we would meet up with you and everyone else that's, like, in that area, right? Seattle! I'd also want to go back to Seattle. The last time I visited was, like, 10 years ago. Imagine getting a black and white photo of a Victorian reenactment. Oh my god. Just the Met. Actually, yeah, there would be other museums. Like, I want to see like some of the modern art museums as well. What's your guys' modern art museum called? Is it also MoMA or is it MOA or is it like Moni or like Modern Art New York or something? Now's the time to visit New York while Mamdani is mayor and doing miracles. Oh, you're right. You're so right. Ah, so you also have MoMA. I think we also have a MoMA. In fact, we have like 3. It's not a bad time to go by Stonewall. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, holy ish, she actually got the snow cleared. Oh, okay, okay. Nice, nice, nice. All right, let's make a guess. It is New York. I knew it. I freaking knew it. I almost put down Luxembourg. I was almost fooled by the map in the corner, but it is New York. I should have guessed Manhattan. But what is this? A Dutch businessman speaking on the telephone in his office overlooking the Empire State Building, then the tallest building in New York City. Ah, I should have guessed. I should have guessed because it has that Art Deco decor, right? It's like night and day hot diggity. Wait, that actually sound. Oh, this is actually making me want to plan the New York trip like now. Like, what if stream is just me planning this New York trip, right? All right, go to the Met for 5 days and then go to MoMA for for a couple days after that. Okay, this looks like some kind of marathon, right? Or like a celebration. No, it looks like a marathon. Ooh, okay. So maybe, wait. Maybe this is Israel. No, wait, look. Ecuador. Ecuador. La comunidad más grande del Ecuador. It's very big. Ecuador. Right here. Should we do Quito? Let's do Quito and then the question is when? This looks pretty contemporary, but we need some clues, right? We need some clues. Oh, we have a digital camera. Or is that a phone? That looks like a digital camera, right? If it's a digital camera rather than a phone, this might be 2000. Oh, Kendrick. This might be 2000s. I'm a stargazer. Life goes on. I mean, I shall start asking around for recommendations for pescatarian vegan foods. We actually, Beans and I went in like 2023, and I remember I have like a list of like vegan places we went to. We went to a place that had vegan pizza, and oh my god, like you guys aren't kidding when people say that like East Coast, specifically like New York, has like the best pizza. Oh my god, they're not wrong. They're not kidding. Like, because I was like, oh, how good can it be when like I've had good pizza before. I've had great pizza before here in the West Coast. Right? And then it's like, you know, like the frog in the well? Like, the frog that doesn't know about the world outside the well. That was me when I had pizza for the first time in New York City. I was like, oh my god. Like, I didn't know what I was talking about. I've never had good pizza in my life before I came to New York. But I'm only someone who commutes into the city. Ah, it's also a name of a person. That's true. Digital camera. I've had Little Caesars before. Gets pelted. East Coast, West Coast sushi. Yeah. The sushi is delish. Let's do 2000s. Where are you from? Let's do 2009. Finna go dumb. And then Ecuador. Nice! Yo, lucky guess. 2009. And it is Ecuador. I'm on one. Ooh, okay, is this, that's not the Capitol building, is it? Wait. Is it? It looks like the Washington, D.C. Capitol building, but, like, I don't know, something about the geography is throwing me off a little bit, like, I feel like I've only seen the Capitol building, like, in, like, its own field, you know? Like, its own, like, not with this kind of backdrop, you know, or foreground. Let's see, what does this say? Manu? Tabak Cafe? I thought that said California, but it's not. Koifer? Or Quifo? Alfond. This looks French. This looks French. Fashion-wise and car-wise, the cars look like it's probably like later than the 50s. Because I'm just not recognizing like this car type. I want to say even like 60s, 70s. The hair looks a little bit bigger too. Or not necessarily bigger, but let's say 70s. Let's say 70s. Let's say body. Bobbed hair 60s. I was also thinking like, because I don't know, these two look like they would be in the Beatles, right? Let's do like late 60s. And let's do body. Ah. No, I didn't mean to click that. Make a guess. Oh, 1969. We went to the moon in 1969. Then 1968, but 1 year after. Towards the Pantheon in Paris, originally commissioned by King Louis XV in 1744 as a church inspired by Rome's Pantheon. Ah, okay, okay. Okay. Alright, last one. Oh, what is happening here? Okay, I was like what's going on here? But it looks like they're dancing. It looks like they're dancing. Is this another? This looks Bear American. What is this? This guy's dancing. They're dancing. This looks like Bear America. Wait. What's this? Front something. Wait, license plate. I can't tell. I can't tell what that is. Is that like a star in the middle? Would that make this like Texas or something? And also, we got some phones, so this should be at least 2010s. It could even be 2020s. Wait, Toronto? Police car says it? Oh, you're right, it is Toronto. Oh, and here I thought it was Bear America. Toronto. The thing in the middle of the Texas license plate is a little Texas shape. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I remember there is something like in the middle of like the Texas license plate. I was thinking more NY. I was also kind of thinking New York because like the last time me and Beans went, I remember we took lots of pictures of just like how like the city looked at nighttime. It just seemed to be like glittering, and I think it rained too when we went, so I don't know, there was something very aesthetic about like the nighttime skyline. And we were like in Manhattan, I want to say. So it kind of reminds me of this, but to be honest, there's so many cities that could look like this, right? Let's say 2019. Cities glow at night, it's delightful. Yeah. I wanted to say New York too, but like, if it's Toronto. Oh, it is Toronto. There you go. 2019! Yo, we're lucking out a lot with like these years, right? The NBA Finals. A police officer and a fan dancing in downtown Toronto to celebrate the Toronto Raptors' victory over the Golden State Warriors. Warriors! Come out and play! During the 2019 NBA Finals, claiming their first championship title. Wow. Yo. Look, oh my god, I think this might actually be like my high score. Like, I think this is the highest I've ever gotten. Wait, I want to see how the copy paste looks. Yo! This might be my high score. This might be the highest I've ever gotten before. 48k? What, I could have gotten that, but I was ARC? Oh no. It's okay though. It's okay. Alright, good job everyone, good job. She's gonna be a pro time guesser soon. One can only hope. One can only hope. Alright, so we do have an ad break coming up. It's already been an hour. We've already been yapping for an hour. Can you believe it? Oh, AFK, I was like, are you playing that one game, Arc Raiders? Like, I heard Toronto media was like, neuron activated. That's another place that like I've thought about vacationing. Like if we can't stay domestic, then I would want to check out Canada, our neighbors to the north, right? It's also because I also want to go to, well, not me, but I've been wanting to plan something that is more in line with like what Beans likes. Because I feel like every time we travel somewhere, it's mostly like museums, and like he likes museums too, but since he likes cars, I'm like, I want to do something like car related for him. And there's, I believe, some like racetracks in Toronto. So it's a possibility. It's a possibility. But you know what? We have an ad break coming up. We have an ad break. I've been to there. But yeah, I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. I'm gonna eat some torta. Okay, we're back. We're back. That was a quick 3 minutes. I had enough time to get 2 bites of my torta. I keep getting ads that are like, you're getting old, here's a product, no! They're listening, all the devices are listening. You should ask Kuro what's around to visit. They live up in the Nada. Nice! I'm still thinking about it because I think that would... Because Japan would be nice, but also, like, it makes a serious dent in our wallets. And I would like New York, actually. Like I said, I like the transportation there, too. I know it's because, like, I'm a tourist and I don't live there, but, like, it's just miles better than, like, not California, but, like, Los Pincos. So, I don't know, like, the first time riding the New York subway, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, it's, like, kind of nice. And yeah, like, even if there were, like, unhinged folks at times during the commute, it's not like we don't also have those in Los Pincos, you know? So just like by comparison, it's like, oh, this is nice. Like, this is nice. And if I miss the subway, I could just catch the next one. I don't have to wait like 45 minutes. And you think I'm exaggerating. You think I'm exaggerating. Most buses nowadays, they do come like, the median would be like 15 minutes. But there are some buses that are as quick as like every 10, 5, sometimes even 5 minutes. No, you know what? I feel like 5 minutes is like Japan. If you miss like a not a subway, a train, then you only have to wait like tops like 5 minutes, right? But like in Los Pincos, depending on the time, sometimes it can be upwards to like 30, 40 minutes. But median is like 15, 20 minutes. I don't know, I've had like really bad luck before. And there are also bus lines that like are every 45 minutes. And I've had the bad luck of like, oh, one bus just doesn't show up, you know? And it's not that I missed it. Like, I'll be 10 minutes early to like when the bus is scheduled to come and it'll just never come. It'll just never be there. So I have waited like, I think the most I've waited for a bus was like 1.5 hours. Maybe more. Because I feel like in high school, like, I think I have waited, like, longer for buses, but by that point, like, I'm calling my dad and I'm like, can you pick me up? like back when I was in school, back when I was, like, in high school, you know? We're so bareback. My first thought was the Royal Ontario Museum, and then you immediately said you're not looking for museums. I would be down for museums. I would be down for museums, but I was just wanting to do stuff that is, like, more towards, like, Beans's hyperfixations. Right? Because, like, I'm always down for museums. And it's not that he dislikes, it's just that, like, I'm super into museums. So yeah, it feels more like, oh, this is, like, a me thing, where I also want to do, like, a him thing, you know? But I would be down for museums. I'm, like, super down. Whether it's, like, a dinosaur museum, whether it's an art museum, whether it's, like, a geology museum, whether it's, like, a... Well, maybe not, like, vehicles, but yeah. I'd be down. Come to Canada in the winter, it'll be just like home. The buses around here supposedly run on a schedule, but they really just show up whenever. Yeah, no, for real. I didn't mean to yell into the mic, but... That's just so real. That's just so real. Sometimes it's like, whenever they feel like coming, they'll get there. They'll get there when they get there. Gosh. Which is better than Arizona, where the bus schedule was like, we have buses? Exactly. All right, let's get to class. So there are 3 things that were submitted to the Art Appreciation Discord channel. So I want to look at those first, and then we'll look at our extra stuff, such as our Oh, did I exit out of the tweet? I think I exited out of the tweet with the Cheesecake Factory lore. Wait. Okay, I got it back. But yeah, let's look at this stuff first, and then we'll yap. We'll spend the rest of our time just yapping. There's also the Art Gallery of Ontario. Ah, okay. I'm down because, like, I'm just down for whatever when it comes to museums. But let me know what kind of art they have, unless it's like one of those encyclopedic museums where they just kind of have a little bit of everything. Because I'd be down for that too. But alright, so Mega Bronson sent this video in the Art Appreciation Discord channel. So let me stop the music. And then this appears to be a person who specializes in, like, architecture. So actually, let me refresh this so that it restarts the video. Okay. There's a dog museum in NYC? Wait, that's awesome. That's kind of sick. Okay. Oh, this is loud. Is there a way to lower this? I may put this down a little bit. I was barking. Oh, interesting. Ooh, that does look. Oh, are those Triforces? It's Triforces. We found the Triforce. I see what the grievances are, but it's also something that I wouldn't... Well, then again, I'm not all into corners. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty. Visual drama. I like that kind of terminology. Okay, cool. So that was Boston, Massachusetts. That's Boston, talking about corners of architecture. Like I said, my knowledge in architecture is very niche, you know, it's very like, I know what is and isn't Gothic architecture. And I do know that sometimes I like brutalism when there's plant life. And yeah, I feel like I feel like I do know a couple other things about like architecture here and there, but it's definitely not to the point where I can like look at a random building and just be like, oh, I like them corners, girl. Those look so cool. Yeah, finally a museum for me. There's a museum of hand holding. But 'tis forbidden in public. Alright, let's put the music back on. But yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to say much about like corners, but I like that this person found like a very specific niche. Abbey architecture. Let's see what the rest of their do I really need a... Aw, man. Never mind. We're not gonna go to their full... I would like to go to their full profile, but I guess you can't do it if you don't have an Instagram account. And I used to have like an art Instagram account, but I kind of archived it because I didn't want to get my like art stolen and put on Meta or something like that. But if that's the case, why am I still on Twitter, you know? So so I archived it, but I'm too stubborn to like get back into it, you know? And I do have an Instagram still, but it's like my personal one, so I don't want y'all to be seeing a strange human-looking face in the corner, you know. I remember there being funny Obama balloons when I went a decade ago. Oh, okay. NYC has a bunch of novelty museums, like the Ice Cream Museum. Oh, I feel like SoCal, like Los Bincos, also used to have a few, but they were more so like these are museums where like they want you to take your picture, you know. Which, you know, if they have really interesting set pieces, like I went to one like that in the Philippines with a friend of mine when I last visited in like 2024. And it was neat. It was very cool, but it's like, it's definitely different from like your traditional museum, right? But yeah, I feel like we used to have those, but I don't know if they're still here. I know that there's like, for example, like a neon museum, but I think that's in Vegas. No, you know what? I think there's a neon museum in California, and I think there's one in Vegas. Because I know two people that, like, went on to different neon museums. But cool. Yeah, love the corner talk. I was gonna say, like, I don't see the grievance with, like, the whole, like, you know, oh, these, like, edges are too wide. But then again, if this person specializes in it, it tracks, you know? That'd be me, like, having a pet peeve of, like, oh, I hate when people say medieval when they really mean Renaissance, you know? Not that that's an actual pet peeve of mine, but okay, I will say, like, this is a pet peeve I have, but it's completely unrelated to art history, like completely unrelated, but it was more of like a grievance, a pet peeve that I have when it comes to like regionalism and not the art movement. I'm talking about like the East Coast West Coast like rivalry. Actually, it's not even the East Coast West Coast rivalry. It's just like the stereotypes related to like Barrafornia and Los Bincos. My one pet peeve is like when I tell people that I'm from like when I'm say like in a Discord, right? Like I'm not like IRL like local. That too, Ancient Aliens is another like pet peeve, but my pet peeve is whenever I'm like in a Discord server or I'm in like on the interwebs and I say that I'm from California, and their response, like someone responds with like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," or "My condolences," you know? And it's like, I get what you're trying to say. Like, I get the hee hee ha ha, like, California is like fake and dumb and blah blah blah, but like, I wish I could just laugh it off, but I'm always just like, that's kind of rude. Like, that's kind of rude. And also, I don't like you. The Philippines trip was that long ago, right? Right? It's crazy that it was that long ago. Because I remember I was like talking about it with someone, and I was like, oh, it wasn't 2 years ago. Oh, wait, it was 2024. Granted, it's late 2024 and we're still in the beginning of 2026, but oh man, it feels like it was just yesterday. All the cons are on the West Coast. Yeah. Well, I do hear, like, going back to the topic of, like, the East Coast, West Coast, like, rivalry. For one, I think I've proven from what I've talked about on the stream that I have nothing but respect for the East Coast. Especially their pizza. Wait, where was I going with this? All the cons on the West Coast. Oh, I heard this thing. Someone said that, like, what is it, like, New York is full of people who act mean but are really nice, and the West Coast is full of people who act nice but are really mean. And there was something else too. It was like East Coast is like it feels like hell but is actually heaven, and West Coast is like feels like heaven but is actually hell. I would say yeah, accurate. Like, I would say yeah, accurate. But also I feel like the whole like, oh, people who are like who act nice but are actually mean, I feel like that's talking about a very specific part of Los Pincos. Like I feel like you're talking about like Hollywood, like north of the 10 freeway, like kind of people. But when you go like south of the 10, and I know that doesn't mean anything if you don't live here in Los Pincos, but basically there's a difference. There's definitely a difference between like there is a freeway that kind of divides like what people are like. But yeah, that's all I'll say on that. Let's get to something else. Let's talk about this, or maybe should we wait until like we have alpaca here, because this was posted on the art appreciation channel. What did they say? Let me see what they said. Oh yeah, so Alpaca went to a gallery, and then it was a gallery centered on a specific photographer, and it was this one. This is JP Terlizzi. He's a photographer. I found myself so entranced by the works I saw in the museum. Yeah, so it looks like Alpaca visited. You know, we can go over it right now, and then if at some point Alpaca is able to drop by, then we can go over it again. But yeah, so let's see. JP Terlizzi is an American, is a New York City metro-based photographer who weaves memory, material, and metaphor into deeply personal explorations of family legacy and identity. So he's mainly a photographer. I think photography is also a bit of like an underrated art. Because a lot of people, I feel they assume that photography is just like you just point and shoot, right? Like you just point and click. Like you just like take your camera or your phone nowadays and you just like click, you know? But good I feel like you have to really appreciate like what good photography looks like to see how much of an art form it really is. Right? And we'll probably see some good examples of that here. Drawing on his own history and lived experience, JP often turns to objects, rituals, and storytelling to navigate these connections. Born and raised in central New Jersey. Okay, so these are just like what's it called? This is just kind of his like awards and such. Yeah, Glockenspiel. Yeah, photography. I do like photography. All right, upcoming exhibition. Oh, current work. Let's look at current work. Sanctuary of the Winged. Ooh, this is photography? What the heck? This looks like an oil painting. Wait, let me see. Emerged during a period of personal and emotional transition. As I redefined home and I reconsidered the objects I had gathered over the years, I began to see how these choices reflecting my evolving identity. Much like the way birds build nests that embody their needs, roles, and personalities. Let's see. Wow. Already super curious about his technical process. Yeah, that's another thing, is that like with photography, I didn't quite finish my thought. What was I saying about like photography? So like when it comes to like judging what is like good or bad photography, obviously just like with art, it's very subjective. There are gonna be some photographers or some photography that people will see and be like, oh, that's so good, but then other people will be like, what the heck? What the heck is that? You know? But there are different ways that you can kind of like train that artistic taste, or your personal artistic taste. But sometimes like good photography, quote unquote, will be marked by like just good composition, like good balance, basically. So you don't have I guess let's take this picture as an example. Is there a way that I can't. I was gonna like zoom in and see all the different ways that you could compose this shot. Like for example, if you did like a deep zoom in on just these flowers, that would be its own different kind of composition compared to this, right? This one, in terms of like composition, I could argue that like it feels a little bit unbalanced because of all this empty space up here, right? But that is also like, that's very likely, considering that this guy's a professional, very intentional, right? Because they're just, when I say balance, it's hard to explain, but basically it's like how much like positive space or how much like stuff is there in the photo compared to like places where it's just like kind of empty, or like we would say like full of negative space, right? So for me personally, I just feel like there's too much negative space here, but that's just my opinion, right? For him, this might have been completely intentional, and like this might even be like there's a reason why there's all this empty space here, right? Maybe because he felt that all of the stuff here was a little bit too crowded. So if he cropped it so that all of the oh, you know what? You can't see my cursor. Can you? There we go. So if he cropped like all of this out. Wait, how come you can't see my cursor anymore? Where's my cursor? Where's my freaking cursor? There we go. If you were to crop all of this out, maybe it would feel too crowded. Right? We can? Ah, okay, okay. Some of the art world only considers black and white to be the true art photographer. Yeah, on that, in my opinion. Once you learn how photography works, you gain a whole new appreciation for all the choices they made. Yeah, it's kind of like after I had that that show and tell, that collab with Mega Bronson on street art, it gave me a whole new appreciation of just like seeing different kinds of street art like in my vicinity, right? Because I would see like graffiti and stuff and be like, ah, you know, like, what is this? What is this? But now I'm like appreciating the calligraphy in some of this graffiti that I'm seeing. So same with photography, where like once you learn kind of the basics and what some photographers kind of strive for, you start to appreciate it, even within like things like advertising, or like if you're just flipping through a magazine and you see like some photography, you know. But yeah. I like how vibrant the colors are here. So that's another part of like composition, is like how because this is like a still life, right? Like this, I don't quite remember like the different categories of photography, but like still life is basically like you have a bunch of objects and you place them and you compose them, or you like build the scene intentionally, like with intention, as opposed to like, let's say that you just like go out of your apartment or your house or wherever you live and you just like snap a picture of like what's outside. Like you didn't like put all those things together. Like for example, if outside of your house is like a tree or like a mailbox or something, like you might have not put that there, but you still like intentionally compose like whether the tree is cropped or whether the tree is shown in full or whether you're zooming in on just like a leaf, right? So but still life is more so like you get those objects and you arrange them how you want. So this looks like a still life. It also looks like something that you would like, if you're taking a painting class, you would paint this, right? But I do like the use of like very vibrant color, and overall it's a warm color palette. So you have your reds, your oranges, your yellows, and some purples. Purple is usually considered like a cool color, but this is closer to red than it is to blue. But there is also a touch of blue here and green with like the stems and stuff. So overall it's warm, but there is a little like a little bit of green and blue as like kind of an accent. And like yellow in the background too. Oh yeah, and there's like blue in the sky too. The feathered head and birds become metaphors for survival, adaptation, and self-expression. For birds, feathers aren't just beautiful, they're tools for attracting a mate, signaling strength, or offering protection. For us, what we wear and what we collect and what we surround ourselves with communicate who we are, where we belong, and how we wish to be seen. Nice. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll let you guys enjoy that. In fact, let me copy this link and I'll put it in the chat if you guys want to see more of their work. Let's go and look at one more thing, and then we'll probably move on from there. Let's see. Sanctuary of the Wing, Tangled in Blue. We saw Sanctuary of the Wing. Let's see this one. Descendants. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Oh, thank you for I was gonna say clipping, not clipping. Thank you for pinning that, Matthew. Okay, Descendants recognize Photo Lucida Critical Mass Top 50. So this looks like collage. So as in like this person like took photos or has like a variety of different like media and then they put them together. Photo collage in general is such a fascinating topic. Because it is also another art form that I feel like is kind of underrated, because sometimes I feel like people will look at collage and be like, oh, you're just putting random things together. Especially when you see like people who do like junk journals, or they like have journals where they just kind of like put stuff together. Arguably even that takes a lot of like I guess like thinking in terms of like how you compose everything, how you put everything together. But in general, like photo collage is very fascinating. Let me see if I can find an example of let's see, photo collage, Dada. We did talk about Dadaism and how they like use photo collage. Because the thing with photo collage is that you're taking things that already exist, but you're rearranging them in a way that like kind of like recontextualizes the message. So like this is kind of like a famous example of like Dada photo collage by Hannah Heche. I forgot what the umlaut over the O, like what sound that makes, but this is like an example here. The full title is Cut with the Kitchen Knife Through the Last Epoch of Weimar Beer Belly Culture in Germany. So they're taking like all these different like things from magazines and photos and stuff and just kind of like recontextualizing it. For example, I think this is another good example is this one. Hurrah, die Butter ist alle. I actually don't know what that means, but like look at this like use of photo collage where it looks like a family that is like a family living under like Nazi Germany. They have like the portrait of like Hitler in the background. Let me see here. And they're like consuming things that aren't food, that don't look like food. And it does feel like this kind of like commentary on like what it's like to live in Nazi Germany. You even have like a baby that's like eating an axe here. And what's interesting is that like, yeah, this is all like photo collage. These are all like photos that were taken from other things and recontextualized into this like critique. Photo collage is so underappreciated. Do you know how hard it is to make a collage without making it look like a bunch of random haphazard pictures? Yeah, right? An axe. That family collage is incredible. It takes such vision to create something like that. Exactly, exactly. So if we go back to the work of JP Terlizzi, we're seeing it here. So he's using what looks like a historical photo. I don't know if this is like a family photo. We'll read here. But then they're arranging it in a certain manner, right? So yeah, you know what? Let's exercise our art appreciation muscle, shall we? Let's exercise our art analysis muscles before we even read what's over here on the right. Excuse me. I got too excited. I inhaled my saliva. Dianork, hello. So let's just talk about what we see, right? So this is one way to flex those art appreciation muscles, is talk about what you see. So I'm seeing what looks like a very old-timey photo. Like one might say like, you know, early 20th century. And then it looks like something, there, for one, there's a text overlaid on top of this picture in like handwriting. We also see what looks like some kind of transparent material, maybe glass. And then there's red paint or some kind of red pigment over the eyes of this figure. And then there's also like thread. Or what looks like thread, right? this thread seems to be like dropping down from the art piece as a whole, and it kind of like the color and like where it's connecting to the glass kind of make it look like this is some kind of mask, right? This is like a mask and these are like the strings of that mask. So maybe there's like a little bit of symbolism there. I'm also seeing like a lot of like use of color red. It looks like this could be a flower on the shoulder. And then what looks like little splotches of red. Maybe that's supposed to be like blood, or maybe it's supposed to be flowers. This red pigment even kind of looks like blood, so I'm wondering if there is this like theme of like bloodlines or like your ancestors like bleeding for you or something like that. Because it's using such an old-timey photo, it makes me think of like ancestors or the people that came before, right? And then lastly, we have another kind of like old-timey looking photo right next to this like bigger photo. So it does like give me this vibe of like thinking of like the people who came before you, the ancestors who kind of like set the stage. They like they set in like the roots, and now we're like coming to here, to modern day. And then like I said, the red elements kind of like remind me of, they could be blood, they could be like a mask. They could be flowers. So there's a lot of different interpretations, but at least that's just what I'm seeing from here. So let's see what it says here on the caption. I've always valued the notion of family and familial bonds. Growing up in a large, loving, extended Italian family, I found it disheartening that my relationship with my parents and brother was filled with abandonment, anger, and bitterness and hostility. We don't choose the caregivers to whom we're born, yet we can make our own decisions to positively shape and impact how our self-identity becomes the kinds of individuals we choose. As I witness an earlier generation of family members pass, it has become important to somehow preserve my past. Not having my own family archive of photos to look back upon, I reached out to a cousin, who was deemed the historian of our family, to go through his photographic archive. As I studied each new face in the 3 generations that have passed before me, my unconditional love grew stronger as I searched for secrets that each photograph might reveal about the familial lives that my ancestors once led. Through this work, I've become interested in the origins of personal identity as it relates to my Italian lineage and its sartorial ancestry. I'm curious about how the past relates to the present, how the bloodline passed down the generations represents the passage of time. Utilizing a digital composite photograph of the old and the new, I incorporate my own I incorporate my own blood specimens onto microscopic slides. Oh, I didn't catch that. Stitching them onto the image to create new family portraits as an archive and memorial that connects my identity with the past while preserving the present. Ah, so the glass is supposed to be akin to like, you know, those chemistry like microscopic slides where you like put something on it and then you look at it through a microscope. I didn't quite make that connection. I thought this was just kind of like, you know, glasses or something. But that's interesting. So he is thinking about bloodlines here. Using slides is a cool choice. Yeah, right? Need to dip, but hope you have fun. Thanks for stopping by, Dianoric. I appreciate you. Classic slide from science class. Yeah, you called it Glockenspiel. You clocked it, one might say. Made me think of the ancestors from Mulan. Yeah. Oh, the red string of fate. You know what? Give me a second. I have to close my bedroom door. Okay. Sorry, me and Beans had like the house to ourselves, so like sometimes when that happens, he leaves the door open for some like fresh air. But like I guess he forgot to close it. He forgot to close it, and then the rest of his family came back from like groceries and stuff, and I started hearing like all the talking, and I was like, uh-oh. Oh, and there's even a button to meet the artist's family. Oh no, I guess this is the huh. Oh, this is part of his exhibition. Interesting. Oh, okay. So it's an exhibition dedicated to his family. Quite interesting. Oh, and each of them has the microscopic slides. Oh, I see. Because I thought this was like a blown up, like, I thought this was like a huge I don't know, I thought it was something like wall mounted and this was just like an enlarged like microscopic slide. But no, this is like the actual like size of a microscopic slide. And this is like a smaller photo. Interesting. Okay, so it's like kind of a meditation on like his bloodline, his like his ancestors, his family, and using that like literal blood to, if it's actually his blood, I feel like it should be a little bit browner, but maybe it is at the edges here. It does look a little bit browner, like dried blood, right? But that's interesting. That's interesting. But cool. Solo remembering Eden. Ah, okay. Cool. But yeah, so that is the photography and artistry of JP Terlizzi. So big shout out to Alpaca for showing us this person's website. So cool. And then this is kind of the last thing that we want to talk about. Maybe not for tonight. We'll see if there's other things that we could yap about, but the Cheesecake Factory. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to talk about the Cheesecake Factory? So this was a picture taken by, I think, Dove. Yeah, Dove in the Discord. Let's see. Oh, and I just saw Glockenspiel. You joined the Discord. Nice. Thank you. But yeah, so I think Dove posted this. So this is a piece of art that they saw in the Cheesecake Factory, and it reminded them of the style study that we did about Global Village Coffee House. If you guys don't remember what that is, let me just duplicate this, or even I'll just type it up. Global Village Coffee House. It's a style that you would most commonly see like in the 90s, kind of in cafes, right? And it kind of goes into this whole vibe of like globalism, like grassroots, what else? Yeah, coffee house style thing. It's very organic, right? There's not a lot of stress on like making sure that the colors are neatly within the lines, right? Stuff like that. We did a whole style study on that. But this kind of like has the same vibe, right? Like it has this kind of like, this one is a little bit more pastel-y, but it kind of feels like there isn't even though it looks very clean cut with its line and its colors, there's a little bit of whimsy to it. It does feel like whoever was doodling this drawing, they were just kind of doodling in a way. So it is a cool aesthetic, and we are seeing it in a couple of cheesecake factories. And you know what? This is going into a bigger discussion about the architecture and the artistry of the Cheesecake Factory. For those who don't know about Cheesecake Factory, it is a chain restaurant, I want to say. Chain restaurant that serves a huge variety of food, whether it's spaghetti or burgers or tacos or what have you. You know what? Let's look at the menu of the Cheesecake Factory just to
64
slices of American cheese. Oh, but is it a cheese factory? Yum 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 yum. Why, thank you. Why did you question whether it was a restaurant? I questioned whether it was a, like, I guess a chain, even though duh it is. Because when I think chains, I think of like, you know, McDonald's or something, but it's like, yeah, there's Cheesecake Factories all over, right? Can you imagine? I'm just like, it's a restaurant question mark? Like, you guys want to look at the menu? What do you guys want from the Cheesecake Factory? Let me get, let's see, new menu. I'm just making sure that there's nothing on here that will dox me. Because even just typing in Cheesecake Factory immediately, like, was like, oh, here's the nearest Cheesecake Factory to your government address. Wait, if I go to locations, will it be like, oh, here's the closest place to your location? Okay, so I know what not to click. No, you're hungry? Oh, no, it's okay. We won't go into it then. But if you guys are curious about what you can get from the Cheesecake Factory, you could get avocado toast. You could get avocado toast. And french fries. I'm trying to see. Yeah, they got burgers. Flatbread pizza. And cheeky sandwiches. And salads. So there's a little bit... There's a little bit for everybody. A little bit for everyone. Alright. Let's get back to the artistry. They're sort of famous for always having huge wait times to sit. Yeah, actually, like, every time we went, it wasn't so bad, but, like, I do remember there are, like, occasions where, like, it'll be my mom's birthday or something, and we have to wait, like, 10-15 minutes, you know? Same now, I want to get food. Get some food if you can. I got myself a vegan torta, so you guys get some food while you can. Okay, so let's read this infamous Twitter thread. If you want a fully immersive, postmodern design hellscape-themed dining experience, I highly recommend Dinner at the Cheesecake Factory. Let me favorite this for later reference. From a design perspective, this place is freaking wild, and I'll talk a little bit about why. It's 11 at night. Me and Beans went to this burger place when we were in New York City a couple years ago. I don't know if it's still open, but I remember it was like open late at night, and we were like flabbergasted. We were like, whoa. And I know that doesn't narrow it down, but it had vegan burgers. If I could, should I go into like my personal photos and try to remember like what that place was? But anyway. Okay, Cheesecake Factory essentially grew out of a LA bakery business. Then in 1992, they brought on hospitality designer Rick McCormack, and ish went off the rails. We're talking Victorian Egypt Rococo off the rails. Yeah, you know what? That's unfortunately I live in the burbs, nothing in walking distance. Ah, I see. I'm so sorry. But it's okay. Well, we'll just talk about the architecture. Right? If you go to New York, you can visit Almontes and eat his vegan cooking. I'm so down. He made a vegan version of Sklimbo's brickin', right? The chicken brick, but he made it with tofu and he called it brofu, and I kind of love that. I would like to have the brofu. So yeah, we have a Victorian Egyptian Rococo. The exterior Greco-Roman cornices, a seashell above the pseudo-arch doors topped with dome airlifted from freaking St. Basil's. Al is a cool dude. Every time you write Al, I keep thinking it's AI. Like, I keep thinking you're writing the word AI, and I'm like, AI? AI? But then I realize you're saying like, oh, it's Almontes, yeah. Hey now. Yeah, it's Al. But you know, the lowercase L, it gets me every time. You know, Tyler the Creator has a version of this song that I like a lot. That is a wild tower for a chain restaurant. Seribot's also a cool dude, it's true. Oh no! Saying Seribot activated SIRI on my phone. Gonna have to start calling him Manny. We can call him Al. I think just visually seeing Al, but with the lowercase L, always like puts me in a loop. But when I have enough context, it's like, oh, you're talking about Almontes, yeah. Okay, yeah, look at these, look at this exterior. Yeah, it does have like, it's kind of strange in terms of like like, it's just a square building, but then with like this orbular spire, you know? The dome airlifted from freaking St. Basil's Cathedral. The interior is a world of aesthetic that feels like a mix of... Oh, I miss Fry's Electronics! Okay. I don't know if there's Fry's outside of Los Pincos, but we're gonna go on a little bit of a tangent because I miss Fry's. It's an electronics store that went out of business. Relatively recently, like... Actually, maybe not relatively. I actually don't remember when they went out of business. Oh, 2021, so it was like 5 years ago. It's already been 5 years, that's crazy. Fry's Electronics... themes? It was a electronics store, so you would go there for like motherboards or like video games or like fridges, CDs and stuff like that. But each one of them had some kind of theme. Hey now, say now. So the Wikipedia article has like exteriors, but I also want you to see like the interiors. Okay, so here's some exteriors of each of the Fry's Electronics. So one of them was like a Maya temple. One of them was like kind of like steam like gears and stuff. One of them, I've been to this one before. It's like alien like sci-fi themed. This one I think is movie theater themed. This one I went to when I was really little with my dad, and I think this is the one that legit had like a it has a restaurant on the inside of the electronics store, but it was in the style of like a drive-in. Like the cars were fake, but like when you ate at the restaurant, because it's sci-fi themed. It's sci-fi. Yeah, corporations used to have whimsy. I wonder if they have like pictures of the interior. The UFO themed one. Fries, electronics, UFO. Oh, come on, I need some pictures. I need some pictures. I want to show you guys what it looked like on the inside. There are a couple. Oh man, I want you guys to see the restaurant. The Atomic Cafe. Okay. I need better pictures. Oh, yes, perfect. Okay. This old website, Retro Reference, has it. So yeah, this one like I went to a long time ago. That's the exterior. It looks like a UFO crashed right into the building. And then can we extend this one here? And then this is the other side. This is like when you enter through the store. This place that looks like a restaurant is not the restaurant. It's actually where you like check out. This is where you check out your stuff. This is where you like pay for your stuff. And then yeah, see, it even says like checkout here. And then there was this one, because it had a lot of like sci-fi references. This one was like in the center. And then I remember this as a kid, like my dad would be checking out monitors here, and I would just be staring at this giant like octopus. I forgot how old I was when my dad took me here. But I was young, because I remember like being a little scared too. Because there's also a part with like giant ants, like giant ant statues. There's little aliens here. Here, it's the diner. Yeah, so this was like a working restaurant at one point. I think by the time it was like shut down in the 2020s, it was no longer a restaurant, but I remember my dad would take me here and it was a working restaurant, and you would sit here in the cars. And sometimes there was actually like a movie playing on here. It was so sick. Ah, memories. And then there was like a statue of a cop. This one was cool too. Here, this is the giant ant I was talking about. Right above all the washing machines. So yeah, I went here like a long time ago. Yeah, on that topic. So I only brought that up because this tweet is kind of referencing it. So yeah, it kind of feels like a... Like, the aesthetic of, like, the Cheesecake Factory isn't necessarily, like, a sci-fi nightmare, but it does have a little bit of that whimsy and that, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Where it tries to kind of transport you into, like, another place entirely. You're not just in, like, Los Bincos. You're in, Egypt, question mark? France? Maybe? Question mark? The interior is a world of aesthetic of chaos, a mix between Fry's Electronics and an overgrown Panera and a laser tag arena. It's sensational. Palm trees sit aside 2,000. Oh, we're so Egyptian now. Thank you, Matthew, for redeeming that. And the cats are floating, as is their wont. Because it's Egypt. They could float if they want to. Palm trees sit aside 2000s, chic glass lighting fixtures, French limestone floors, mosaic fresco-like murals. Yeah, let's take a look-see. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at these like murals. This does look like the Global Village coffee house aesthetic that Dove was talking about. And then look, there's two different kinds of pillars here. You have the Egyptian style, vaguely Egyptian style, and then you just have like this one. The black kind of sleek, almost like a 2001 Space Odyssey monolith. And then you also have the Eye of Sauron here for some reason. Let's see. Oh, this person even talks about the Eye of Sauron. Pseudo-Egyptian face, top columns, and hybrid palm frond lotus blossom designs in pseudo-hieroglyphics. It feels this... Even talking about the architecture of of the Cheesecake Factory just feels like you're just mashing a whole bunch of terminologies together, right? Even reading this sentence was like, oh my god. Like, there's so much happening. It's unchecked white exoticism, Orientalism mention. Apologies, Matthew. Run amok with a huge budget. Some elements like the face's third eye and the Sauron-like sconces borderline on occult flavor. Yeah, let's take a look-see. Yeah, see? Here's the, this should be on Time Guesser. There's something about, like, the fogginess of, like, the camera quality. I feel like this is, like, this is such a dead giveaway for, like, 2010's digital camera, right? Orientalism! But yeah, you have, like, the faces on top of, like, the Egyptian, like, hypostyle columns. Oh my god. But then these are topped by, like, the Rococo style, like, murals, right? And what is this? What is this? It's a feast for the eyes. And then yeah, we have the Eye of Sauron here. For every booth. Every booth gets an Eye of Sauron. They were not asking. TCF blasts you with a luxury dining aesthetic while cutting some bizarre corners. They serve you water in tankards. They do serve you water in tankards. Seat you in wicker chairs at marble tabletops. Then you realize the tankards are plastic, the wicker is plastic, and your table is a vinyl-lined particle board. It is, and you know what? One time, I think we were at the Cheesecake Factory for Beans' grandma, and I was sitting at one of the chairs, and I realized that the chair was broken. I forgot what made me realize it. Oh, I think, like, there was, like, a piece of wood that was, like, poking into my leg. And I realized that, like, oh, this chair's broken. And, like, a part of me did want to be, like, you know, the people pleaser. Like, it's fine. If I sit a certain way, if I, like, cross my legs, I'm not gonna get poked by the wood, right? But I think it was Beans. I was like, no. Like, you need to get another chair. We're gonna go, like, get a waiter right now. We're gonna get another chair. Both ostentatiously gaudy and consistently cheap, from the fake plaster walls to the fake wicker chairs. Cheesecake Factory is most reminiscent of a theme park. The more you stare at this and see elements like the tacky booth cushions and glass dividers slowly emerge, the more surreal it gets. It's true, because even, like, I don't know, it does feel like a feast for the eyes. It does feel like such a random mishmash of, like, aesthetics, right? Because even, like, it's cool that the glass even has, like, a paint job on it, right? The unchecked frenetic design doesn't stop there. Look at the gosh darn menu, or should I say 4 menus. Skinnylicious drink, cheesecakes, not desserts. That's different. It's true. The cheesecakes do have their own menus. It is the most intentionally obtuse culinary document I've ever seen. It wants to disorient you. Yeah, there's one menu. The Skinnylicious one tells you, like, what has, like, the least amount of calories. I know because before I got my gallbladder surgery, I was trying to watch, like, what I ate, right? So I looked at the Skinnylicious menu, and the shrimp scampi was still on the Skinnylicious menu. I think. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, happy hour is its own menu as well. Glam burgers. It's not hamburgers, you guys. It's not hamburgers. It's glam burgers. What's the difference? I don't know. I just don't know. Quick bites, appetizer, glam burger, specialties, pasta, sandwiches, steak, chops, fish, seafood, pizza, superfood, Skinnylicious question mark are all separate sections. There's no rhyme or reason to them. This menu is not your friend. It's actively trying to mislead you. That's right, I said glam burger. Mid-menu advertisement for the restaurant you have already chosen to dine at. Are frequent and deliberately make you lose track of your spot. It's true. It's true. Because it's like, oh, you know where we should go? The Cheesecake Factory. Alright, we're not gonna read the whole thing. But yeah, they also have a pretty good choice of cheesecakes. They do, actually. And it's a shame because there are times that I've gone to Cheesecake Factory and it's like, oh, I want to get the most, like, indulgent, like, I want to get the least healthiest, the most sugary, the most, like, I don't know, like I said, like, indulgent cheesecake that I can get. But because it's not like my birthday, I wouldn't go to Cheesecake Factory for my birthday, but because it's not my birthday when I go there, it's always like we're at the whims of whoever the birthday person is, and they usually pick the healthier option, which is good. But also sometimes I want to indulge. But they have some good choices. To conclude, there's nothing more quintessentially American capitalism in flavor than the Cheesecake Factory. Wealth run wild, chaotic visual fantasies realized with no aesthetic discipline, an obsession with the appearance of luxury, gross excess that excels at feigning its quality. Very much like the Gilded Age, very much like the 20s. So, well, Gilded Age and the 20s, right? Much emphasis on the wrong syllable. Much emphasis on luxury. Luxury is the name of the game here. But yeah, so that was the thread on the Cheesecake Factory. I'm actually gonna save this. And if you guys also want to read this thread for yourself, I'll put it here in the chat. I'll also put it in the Discord, folks that want to see it. But otherwise, that is the rant on the Cheesecake Factory. Oh, thank you for pinning it. Thank you for pinning it. So delete the group. But alright, so we're a little bit like 3 minutes away from the ad break. I don't know, I kind of want to take another voice break right now before we finish off with a couple of like talks about aesthetics. We might just focus on like Bauhaus for today. I know I was like, oh, let's look at like everything that we kind of missed out on. Ooh, I did not mean to move that. Everything that we missed out on with our decade studies so far. But I am starting to get a little tired, and besides, we do have a stream tomorrow, and it's not a study stream. It's an art stream. It's an art stream. So we might do one last ad break. We'll look at the Bauhaus art movement, and I think we're gonna call it from there. So part of me is like, should we just run the ad break right now, or should I just keep on yapping for a couple more minutes? A couple more minutes. Or you know, let's go ahead and start our analysis of Bauhaus, or at least learning about it, because it's something that I've like heard about, especially like when doing my degree in art history. I've definitely heard about it, but if you were to ask me like what it's all about, I'd be like, I don't know. I think it's German. I want to say that it's German. It sounds German. If you look at the full name, Staatliches Bauhaus, and the fact that it says German art school, I want to say that it's German, right? But I feel like when I see like Bauhaus stuff, I see a lot of like geometric, sleek yet geometric, you know. So let's see. Let's look at the art first. A menorah, and then we'll do a little bit of reading, or maybe I'll do some reading during the ad break. How's that? How about that? Oh, it seems like it's a lot of like furniture-based stuff. Is this Kandinsky? It is Kandinsky. Out of all of like the abstract like artists, I want to say Kandinsky's probably one of my favorites. Because of that one site that I think I showed you guys before. I tried to get that during the ad break as well. This looks cool. Ooh, I like the geometry here. Something about this like... Well, the thing with like weaving or knitting or like textiles like this is that like geometry is kind of like a must-have. Like when it comes to like knitting, you do have to have like these hard stops, like these geometric features. Not always, because like for example in like Peruvian textiles, you do see a lot of like curves and stuff. But it's kind of just like, it's kind of like with pixel art. Like pixel art, you kind of have to work within like those tiny squares. So kind of by default, a lot of what you're gonna make might look very geometric, kind of blocky. Unless you're working in like a bigger scale where the pixels make smoother shapes. But if you're working at like a really small scale, by default pixel art is going to look blocky. So it's kind of the same with textiles here, where like because of the way that it's manufactured or like knitted or like sewn, like by its nature, it's going to be a little geometric. So all right, I think we reached the 2-hour mark. I think for the ad break I'm going to do a little bit of reading on this article. We'll talk a little bit about Bauhaus, and then we'll probably call it. Probably call it for the night. So let me put you guys in recess. You guys haven't had your ice enrichment yet. You have to free Lightning McQueen. And it looks like Mr. Pancakes is still chilling up there. Alright, our ad break's gonna start soon. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Make sure you hydrate, get your snacks, get your food. Okay, we're back. We're back. And I was doing some reading. My first girlfriend. I was reading up on Bauhaus. So it seems like this was an art school in Germany during the Weimar Republic, which is between the the two world wars, right? World War I and World War II. And it seemed, well, just based off like what I read here on the aesthetics wiki, there's definitely better sources to like learn more about this, but the aesthetics wiki also has a lot of like visual examples that help me a lot. They were trying to combine together the aesthetics and kind of philosophy of like fine art with that of what did it say here? Applied arts, like furniture making and textiles. So they were trying to kind of like, the way that I understand it at least is like kind of add that aestheticism to the form and function of, say, like furniture. And then what I like is that it also summarizes like visually what to look for to let you know that something is Bauhaus, right? So it says here aesthetically, the Bauhaus is known for clean lines, simple geometric forms, so circles, squares, triangles, and a palette often restricted to primary colors in black and white. So using stuff like this, I feel like it definitely lends to like a nostalgic vibe, because usually when you use things with primary colors as like your main color scheme, it does have this vibe of like elementary school or like back to basics, right? Of course, it depends on like the culture that you grow up in. But because a lot of the stuff that we like, especially in like lots of Western cultures, because of a lot of the artwork that you would, or artwork, furniture, you know, accessories for like younger audiences would be using like your primary colors, it might give us this association with like nostalgia, with childhood, simpler things. Now combine that with like the use of like very simple geometric forms. So you're not looking at like organic shapes, you're looking more at like combinations of like, you know, circles and curved shapes, and then like you have your squares here. I think that adds even more to like not just nostalgia, but just like it feels simplistic but not in a negative way. It does feel like, you know, back to basics. So it would kind of fall under the Nazi regime because it was viewed as quote-unquote degenerate art. How dare they? How dare they? But it does have like a pretty strong legacy. Legacy. What is a legacy? Ain't free. I want to listen to another song on this album. I want to listen to King Kunta. So we got some examples over here. This is some of the Bauhaus furniture. Now, when it comes to furniture design, I know even less than I do about architecture. I've seen museums that like have exhibits or like pieces that are dedicated to talking about like furniture design, but that's usually not my alleyway either. That's not my I don't know, that's not something I'm like usually drawn to. But I have seen like furniture that could be described as Bauhaus before. What's the like? This is what I think of. This is what I think of when I think of Bauhaus. Before I even knew like what Bauhaus like was, like when I think of like say like the 1920s, 30s, I feel like this even actually looks forward to like the 1960s. I want to say, right? Checks Hamilton quote off of Babinka Bingo. Dang it, Bingo, if you will. Wait, what was the quote? I might have done that unconsciously. How the sausage gets made? Is that what? Because no one else was in the room where it happened. The room where it happened. My God and God. Babinko. Legacy. What is a legacy? But I want to cut the legs off him. Monday, hello, it's Monday Moon. Nice to see ya. Nice to see ya. So, hello. I met for the Babinkovs. I met Monday Moon through my Oshi. They are a fellow educational VTuber. I haven't been able to catch your streams yet, but I just want to let's give you a shout out. Let's give you a shout out. It's Monday Moon. Hello, hello. Wait, Dodd goes to the museum? Wait, what is that? What is that game that you were playing? I'm so curious. Furniture history can get so seriously intense too, like with Eisen-Tedfod chairs and hello Monday, hello. Is it okay if I call you Monday? Do you have like a preferred name? It would be so easy to feel cool sitting in that chair. Plus 20 cool points. Nice to see you too, yeah. Thank you so much, of course, of course. It's a free game, you explore and help out a small museum. Oh, that sounds like it's right up my alley. That sounds like it's right up my alley. I kind of want to check that out. Let me hide this for a second. Annie, are you okay? To the museum. Oh, cool. Cool, cool. Okay, cool. I'm down to check this out. Alright. So back to the furniture. You go by Monday? Awesome, awesome. Seeing that chair reminds me of Spy X Family, where the chairs are real chairs. I never even thought about that. Are you talking about like the designs of within Spy X Family? It's a short game worth the play for a small bittersweet moment. Ooh, I dig that. I dig that. Oh, the manga covers. Oh, interesting. I need to check that out. Well, the thing with chair design is that it reminds me of another anime slash manga, but it's much sadder. It's like much more sad and traumatic, and it's still one of my favorites, but it's sometimes hard to recommend it because of like its content. But it's called Bokura no, which translates to ours, and it's basically like, I would describe it as like Evangelion and Digimon, but without the Digimon. like coming of age story, but like very traumatic. Like, I wouldn't even say coming of age. It's like coming of age if you lived in like a very traumatic like life, you know? The curves are really so well done on the structure of the chair. It's satisfying. Yeah, right? I do like it because the whole thing with Bauhaus seems to be like form and function put together, right? So it's one of those like, furniture doesn't have to just be quote unquote boring, right? Furniture can also be artistic in its own way. And this seems like a good example of that, where it's like, yeah, it's functional. It's a chair. You use it to sit down. But on its own, like, you can also admire it. You can also be Myron, as the kids say, on an aesthetic level, right? Oh yeah, we have our 1 point redeem. You got your first sniffer sticker. Digimon? Oh no, Digimon. Yeah, you got me started, and now I'm never gonna stop. Digimon! We used to have a similar chair back in my childhood. I'm scared of those types of chairs. Cassava cake, I haven't had that in forever. Ooh, I also haven't had it in a minute. That's super fair. Yeah, oh, what's the chair that I think of? I think of like these like, how do I, should I draw it? It's like a stereotypical Filipino chair. This is another example. A lot of this furniture does seem to follow the philosophy of like, it's functional, but it's also a piece of art, right? Ooh, stacking tables. I kind of am a sucker for those Instagram videos where it's like, oh, you need to put your bed away. It's a Murphy bed, or it's like those videos where it's like, oh, you need your table to be wider. Now you can widen it, right? I am a little bit of a sucker for that, and these like stacking tables kind of remind me of that. Where it's like, do you live in like an apartment either in Los Vincos and or New York City that is only the size of a walk-in closet? You should get this kind of furniture. The doctor office chair. Those tables rule, right? I like the colors too. And like we were talking about before, like we have like this use of like primary colors. The green, not so much, but like green sometimes is also kind of layered into this feeling of like elementary school nostalgic kind of like color schemes. A tiny table for a tiny, tiny time. It's true. It's true. Ooh, even this teapot. So very aesthetic. This kind of like, I feel like looks forward to like the liquid glass trend that we're getting nowadays, which looks back to Y2K futurism. I'm telling you guys. Wait! This feels very like, this feels like the same aesthetic as like what I was talking about before, those like old like, you know what, we're breaking out the MS Paint for this. We're breaking out the MS Paint because I can't like put it into words what this like stereotypical Filipino chair is that I'm imagining. Chair that would fall over if I sat on it. Okay, MS Paint. We're bringing back the MS Paint. Okay, so the chair I'm imagining looks like this. It is like kind of like your classical chair. Like it doesn't have the curvaceous curves of like a Bauhaus chair. But it is also a little bit more ornate. So here's like the basic style. Oh. But then there's like a little bit of like ornate, you know, stuff here. No, actually, I think it's just like 2. Right? I'm not doing a great job with perspective, but, you know. And then there's also a little bit of like ornate design here. Oh, I made that too skinny, but it's okay. It's okay. Well, I'm trying to like paint a picture that like some parts of the chair are very like ornate. But the big thing with these chairs is that like there is this like, I don't know if it's like rattan or something. But it has like this like organic material here. And then same with here. Oh, I messed up again. It's okay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. I swear this is like an actual chair. Chair skip leg day, no! Wait, let me catch up. Let me catch up on chat. They feel like they're from the 90s, not the 20s. I've used teapots like that, but that's a nicer version, right? Green is the only secondary color that feels like a primary color. Yes, I agree, beeplebees. It does, and I feel like it's sometimes lumped into like primary despite being secondary. Can't go wrong with a little bit of fancy. Chair skip leg day? Huh? Looks like the dinner seat that feels too fancy to sit in. It's neat, thank you. Thank you, buddy. See, Babin Cubs, someone appreciates my artistry. It looks like a fancy deck chair. It kinda is. It kinda is. If I find a picture of this chair, I'll post it on the Discord or on Twitter. We're not gonna save this. We're not gonna- No, stop laughing at me. Like, stop. Why would you laugh at me? I'm trying my best. I'm not a jerk. I am a bear. Stop it. But yeah. So it has like the same material is what I'm saying. Like, you know, this like this material on the back of the chair, it has that. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and this is the school complex. Even the architecture of the building itself is very like geometric, right? Oh yeah, and we were talking about this earlier, like the art of Kandinsky. Out of like, even though a lot of abstract expressionist type art are— Hey! Why are you rebelling against me? I'm just trying to teach you art. I'm just trying to teach you art. Yeah, a lot of abstract expressionism isn't up my alley, with exception to like Janet Sobel. But I really like Kandinsky stuff. And part of it is and Paul Klee. We weren't able to go into Paul Klee.
BRB, I am starting a GoFundMe campaign for some new furniture for the school.
Ooh! Thanks, Mr. Pancakes! Oh, he like popped into existence. Because usually in like the regular classroom he's behind the tree. But like, since we're not in the regular classroom, he just kind of like pops in and out of existence, as is his wont, you know? As is his wont. We didn't really go that much into Paul Klee. But I think he is another example of like abstract expressionism. Oh, you're petting Mr. Pancakes. You're getting butter on your hand. I hope you know that. I hope you know that. Also, hello Sotenbori. Hello. That's a neat painting. Like how it's comfy and yet just slightly unsettling. Ah! Either the Kandinsky or the Paul Klee, right? Like, this one is very interesting. It reminds me of like a quilt in a way, right? Butter for the dough, exactly. But the Kandinsky, his stuff feels very musical, and I'm a little bit biased. Oh, the Klee, yeah. I'm a bit biased because I think of this one like game that Google Arts and Culture has. Let me see if I can pop it up right now. So Kandinsky, Google Arts and Culture game. Play a Kandinsky. It's very musical somehow. Oh, geez, no, that's not what I wanted. There's like a specific game where if you draw things, you can like it like whatever you draw makes a sound essentially. But I don't think it's that one. Play a Kandinsky, me Kandinsky. Hey! Are you attacking me? So like kid pics? Kinda sorta, yeah. Only maybe a wee less chaotic? We can make it chaotic. Let me just turn off the browser music so that if it plays that like weird voice again, you won't hear it. Because I don't know if this is actually like the beginning of... Here, try it yourself. No, this isn't it. Okay, it was let me try my Google Foo right now. Google Arts and Culture, draw music. Musical canvas? No, it's not this one either. Paint with music? Not that one either. I think, is it musical canvas? Dang it. Oh, I think it's this one. Paint with music. Dang, I can't find it now. I can't find it. It was such a fun game, too. Ah, here. Create, by drawing with Kandinsky. I found it! I found it. I found it. Let's turn off the Kendrick Lamar. I do love that KidPix is online now. It's the best. Yeah, right? I love playing with KidPix so much. Like, it's so nostalgic, but it also does have that musical quality that I was talking about. So here's the site. I'll link it in the chat as well if you guys also want to play with it. So let's draw that. See, it sings. And then let's draw a little something something. Let's make it a bear. And then we can also like add like different little things like that. Oh, I think if you close the shape, there we go, it makes something else. Ah, so triangles make a different sound as well. What if we do a square? Ah, it's okay, it's just that. So if you press the play button, I wonder if KidPix 4 will ever be free. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. You can also, so clear all of that. Yeah, reset. Yeah, reset the canvas. Triangle. That wasn't a triangle. This is a triangle. This is a triangle. Square. And a circle. And then let's switch up the colors to this. And then it makes different noises. Ha! Meh. See, it's cute. And the thing is, it is inspired by like the art of Kandinsky too, because like I said, it's pretty. Sorry, I was like looking at other tabs here. So it is abstract, and what's cool about some abstract artists is that you could see kind of the development across like their artwork. Like for example, like you could see some of the experimentation that Picasso does before he goes like all full into cubism. Same with one of my favorite artists, Vicente Manansala, who's like a Filipino cubist. He goes a little bit more like he, how do I say this? Like he starts off with like the regular subjects that you would expect. So like drawing from life, drawing like a figure. And then you see him start to experiment with like making it a little bit more geometric, right? You see him experimenting more with like shapes and stuff, and eventually he goes a little bit more full cubism, full abstract. So you do also see a little bit of that with Vasily Kandinsky, where like some of his stuff does start out resembling like landscapes, but then he experiments more and more with the shapes, with the colors, and then it becomes more abstract over time. Like it doesn't really resemble anything from life, but it is still inspired by it. It's definitely a zany one. One can hope. So like over here right now, this kind of just looks like a collection of different like shapes and lines and stuff. And if we want to imitate that, we can. Let's reset. Yeah, let me get this tab and then let me try to imitate it. So we have a squiggly line here. We have a circle up here. There's some organic shapes here. A couple of squares. Let's see. Some more organic shapes here. Big circle. A big triangular thing. Another circle. Some lines all on their own. I kind of want to just add a little triangle here as well. There you go. And then let's change it to this color. So this is my attempt at kind of imitating this artwork over here. So let's give it a try. Ah! See, it sounds like a song. Right? So like by Kandinsky just kind of like experimenting and like further abstracting his art, it does have a little bit of like musicality to it. It does almost feel like he's drawing according to like sounds or music. That might just be a happy coincidence, or it might be fully intentional. I don't know for sure. I don't know if he probably like said it in a journal somewhere or something, or if this is just kind of conjecture and like analysis by art historians. But I feel like it does have that feel to it, right? We can't hear it because you muted it? Oh no. Okay, here you go. There you go. That's right, I forgot that I muted the browser. Thanks for letting me know. See, now we can appreciate it together. Binka gets binked. And then if we change the color... There we go. I thought I could hear something and was wrong, so it goes. It's okay, I like the spirit. I appreciate the spirit. Thank you for the big emote, Matthew. That's neat, right? Let's do another color. I like that these ones get like little faces. Yeah, so that, like, this little program is basically meant to kind of simulate the musicality that you get from, like, some of Kandinsky's artwork. So yeah. Yeah, so that looks like it's also an example of, like, Bauhaus art as well. Bauhaus interior design. Ooh, that one's very aesthetic. I feel like I've seen this in a house somewhere, like in an Airbnb. Let's see. Oh, the chairs that we were looking at. Legacy. What is a legacy? It's funny, beeplebees, that you pointed out that I said, like, the Hamilton quote, because I didn't even realize that I said that. Hamilton really just be part of my psyche at this point. But yeah, okay, so we learned a little bit about Bauhaus today. We learned a little bit more about Kandinsky, one of my favorites. And then, like I said, I do kind of like how textiles work in terms of just, like, by default, there's a little bit of geometric nature in it, kind of like pixel art. In fact, I think I've seen pixel artists try to, like, work with, like, inspiration from textiles. It's a cool thought, because I've thought about doing that with, like, indigenous Filipino textiles before. But a part of me is like, oh, I'm like Visaya and Tagalog. I'm not from one of the like quote unquote like indigenous like groups. So I wonder if that counts as appropriation. But there are some cool textiles out there. Like this is the last one I'll show before I call it, because I am getting a little tired. Peruvian textile. There's like a specific one that I'm looking into. Is it Moche or Paracas? Paracas textiles. Ah, yeah, it is Paracas. This is actually one of my favorites that I've been studying for work recently. There's different types. There's like this more geometric style of Paracas textiles, and then there's this more like organic kind of like block style. But this is a culture in Peru. There's a culture in Peru that has like these really cool textile designs. But that might be an art appreciation for another day. I think it's neat though. I think it's neat. Paracas culture in general has like really sick art that I feel like is very underrated. So yeah, that was our art appreciation for the day. We looked at the aesthetics of the Cheesecake Factory. We looked at some cool photography. We looked at a little bit of corner architecture. But yeah. So what are we doing tomorrow? Let me put on the Kendrick. The only one I've ever... Hey! Are you guys opening up the pit already? The only one I've ever known of was Rindia, so maybe I should broaden my horizons. I'm gonna check out Rindia. Let me check that out. Let me copy that. Tomorrow, on my schedule, it says I'm gonna be doing Posca marker art, but I think I'm gonna change that up for, like, making stamps. Like, I basically got like a whole bunch of these like linoleum like blocks for work, to work on an art project, and I've gotten kind of addicted to making stamps. So we're gonna be doing that tomorrow. I'm gonna have my hand cam on, my paw cam on, and I'm gonna be carving. I'm gonna be doing some carving into linoleum. Yeah, lino cuts, yeah. It's actually my first time doing lino cuts. I've actually like never really pursued it as an art form before. But because I had to like kind of like experiment with it for work, I'm getting really into it. So my assignment actually for tomorrow is I want to make a stamp. Yeah, I want to make a stamp of myself, hopefully to use for Offkai when I run into folks. And instead of putting my signature, I'll just give them a stamp. I'm excited. Nice. So that's gonna be tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. PST. But with that, let's go ahead and open up the pit. Let me just put all the... Oh, no, wait. I wanted to save that tab. Take all these out. And let's do YouTube. Alright, so we have our end of stream tradition for those, for some new students in the class today. We have an end of stream tradition known as our end of stream mosh pit. Open up the pit. So I'm just gonna play some motion music. All you gotta do is go ahead and spam your favorite emotes once you hear the music. I'm gonna make your little avatar. Hey! Open up the pit. I'm gonna make your little stream avatars fight each other. There's no correlation between who spams the most emotes and who wins the mosh pit. It's RNG and it's not rigged. Don't believe the lies. I tried doing them once years back. They were so much fun. That sounds like a great stream. Nice. Glad you think so. And I'll try to drop by one of your streams as well. I want to. I'll put an alert on for you. Thanks for the stream. I'm glad I could catch a bit of it. Does mosh work in detention? Well, yes and no. Rigged? It's not rigged. It's not. Sugar is crocodile. Let me see. What are we listening to today? What are we listening to? What are we moshing to today? Uma in America? Is that a new song? Kimi no aiba ga. Manila Nights? Nah, it's too chill. We need something to mosh to. Ah, Country Roads. We could listen to Country Roads again. Take me home. One Step Closer? Karaoke mashup? Ooh. Okay. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you for the shout out. Thanks for the stream. It says sugar is crocodile? Wait, where? I can't see when I'm streaming. I can't read when I'm streaming. The Rising Fighting Spirit? Scroll up. Was it like all the way up here? Sugar is crocodile. Where is the sugar is crocodile? Why the slanted zip? People are betting on Jesus Christ returning this month. Guy next to... Oh, sugar is crocodile. Here, I'll copy the URL. Let me... Copy link address. Streamer literacy debuff? A little bit. Thank you for the stream. There you go. You guys want to check it out. Wait! People are talking about Bebot again. People talk about Apple the app from Black Eyed Peas. The Filipino guy from Black Eyed Peas are talking about his song again. Do you guys want to mosh the Bebot? People are back in their like Bebot era. It's like a Filipino slang for. I actually don't know myself too much, but all right, we're moshing the Bebot. Bebot, 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 Bebot. All right, get to moshing. Once you hear the music. Yeah, I love PSS home care. There we go. Bebot, 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 be. Get to moshing. Filipino, Filipino, Filipino. I actually don't know the lyrics. That on a 10-hour loop? Heck yeah, let's do it. But I've heard this song so many times, but I actually don't know the lyrics. Like, every Phil-Am event will have this song playing, right? Oh, he said chicken adobo. Filipino, Filipino, Filipino. Bebot, be, bebot, bebot, be, bebot, bebot, be. Bebot, bebot, be, bebot, bebot, be, bebot, bebot, be. Oh, there's so many people that are live right now. Filipino, Filipino, Filipino. Sounds about good right now. I never had it, but I can imagine the taste. Oh, chicken adobo is so good. Any adobo, really. Oh, Tila Meal. I don't know if we've ever raided into Tila Meal. One of my friends is also live right now. There's also Big Ham. Sige. Oh, folk survived the mosh pit. But we have time for round 2. We do, we do. Filipino, Filipino, Filipino. Be, bebot, bebot, be, bebot, bebot, be. Bebot, bebot, be, bebot, bebot, be, bebot, bebot, be. Filipino, Filipino. Nice. That part of me is like... There are people streaming, but they've been going for like 4 hours, so part of me is like, are they still gonna be going? Let's do Big Ham. Let's raid into Big Ham. She's playing the new Resident Evil, I think, and she has a cool outfit, and she's pointing a gun at us! You gotta love that. Wait, oh my gosh, I didn't finish the mosh pit! Oh no, it was beeplebees. It was beeplebees. I didn't finish the mosh pit. I was like, let's get out of here. Let's freaking go. Let's get out of here. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for some art. You won rigged. It's not rigged. It's not rigged. You're the one that won. You're the one that won. Alright guys, thanks for joining in today. It was a fun art appreciation. We're gonna go ahead and raid Big Ham. She's playing Resident Evil. I was AFK but won. 100% rigged. Oh my gosh. Alright, I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, and night. And as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye!